Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about Common Charity once again. Hey baby, the tins came out. The tins were insanely disappointing. I won't lie. Other than this exact deck, nothing good came out. We got like every Libromancer except the good ones. We don't have Geek Boy or Fire, so the deck doesn't do anything. We got like a bunch of Ice Jades except any of the good ones, so that deck doesn't do anything. We also don't have the Floodgate. No, we do have the Floodgate, but we don't have anything that can like search it out. Bunch of cards that could only work in like two to three, like that can only work in certain decks, like weather forecast. We have no weather painters. The deck doesn't do anything. Let me actually make sure that's true. Yeah, we have no weather painters, so the deck doesn't do anything. We have um, like Draco back and stuff that doesn't make any sense. We got Gem Knight cards. We don't have any of those. We got DDD stuff, which is okay. We got Griffin and Leonidas, which are two okay DDD cards. Griffin's insane, but not a lot to facilitate him with. The deck's not very good. A bunch of labyrinth stuff. We didn't get any of the big ones, but we got like Chandraglier and Stovey. We got Archfiend and like Lab Barrage, Ghastly Glitch, stuff like that. Ice Jade stuff, the ninja stuff, very good. We got Wallow, the founder of Dirge Dragons, very, very good rank 6 just in general. We got some Therion stuff. We got Cross, Empress, and Irregular. Maybe we can make something out of that, but we still don't have the plant or the machine Therions. So, like, the end board is like a bounce, which is not what you want to see. Rika Concon, if we had any other Rika cards, it would be super, super sweet. We have Tears of the Hidden City for, I guess, flip decks, except for, it doesn't give enough stuff for flip decks to be, like, real good. A Dynamorphia card that's bad and a Sarctic card that's bad. And then get generic stuff. Two Exosister cards we can't use. Melfi Staring Contest, which is probably going to get played in Melfi, although it's not, like, that good. It's not going to make Melfi back. It's not going to push it up to tier 1 contention. And Xyz Combine, which is another, mid card. So, unfortunately, I was hoping for Sprite stuff. I was hoping for either Lily Borea or Regulus, which we, probably weren't going to get from that deck. But either way, hey, I mean, at least this deck is tier 1 now. I think this is the third best deck in the format. It's probably still worse than Plant, and I think it is still worse. It's obviously probably it's worse than Lunalight, but I do think it's a little bit better than Tenny. Just through its ability to put up a better end board and go second, fine, with the new spell. So I thought I'd just go through the deck once again. So we are still on the double Geos. We're on 3 Kashtira Ogre. We can use the Ogre to search Prepare, and then we can pitch Prepare off Upstart. Triple Hanzo. Hanzo's insane. Just set this from deck for extra interruption. Actually, it's probably set this from deck. Maybe. Probably not. One Albaz. I've come around on Albaz. I didn't have it in the previous build. We just went straight for Geo. But now that we have the ability with like Book and Hanzo to set multiple, you kind of need the second like interruption based transformation. So we have the Albaz stuff in here. Double Kagero, another decent one, just for extra recursion, because we're not playing the other Ninja 8. You need to make use of this more. One upstart or 3 upstarts, just to summon Hanzo from deck to search, or to summon just anything from deck to like the Fuse guy, or you can summon another 4 to make an Xyz monster. Very, very decent card. One Baku. This is another new one. Another decent card. If it's searched, say, by the Hanzo on special summon, you can special summon it, and then if it's special summoned or flip face, if you target a ninja or ninjutsu on your grave or face up spell trap zone, and then return it to the hand. So you can essentially just recur one of your, it's just a little bit of extra recursion for the ninjutsu arts that I like, especially if you, like, say, pitched ninjutsu art of transportation off of Upstart, you can recur it so you can still make use of the Albaz in your deck. The Triple Tobari, this is the fusion guy. This is a lot of where your interaction comes from. It dodges some certain spells and traps. I've talked about this card at length before. One reinforcement of the army, obviously. Triple art book. This is the only new card we're receiving. Well, no, it's not, but it's one of the new cards we're receiving, and the card is insane. It's essentially set a ninja monster and ninja spell trap from deck and or graveyard, but only one can come from each, rather. So you can get a monster from grave, the spell trap from deck, and then you can, if this card on the field is sent to the set card on the field is sent to the grave, essentially like if it gets popped by MSD or whatever, you can target a face up monster on the field, change it to face down defense position. That's more just like occasionally comes up more than anything, but otherwise it's just an insane amount of advantage that you can get off one card, and it's good. Second, we have the two traps. We have two Dynamicious, two Torrential, two Lost Winds, two D-Barrier, and two Canadia. And these are all in service of the trap trick we are playing in the deck. It can pretty much flex into every single situation. If you are playing against a deck that D-Barrier clears, you can do that. If like a deck that Torrential clears, like Melfi, you can do that. Lost Wind is another great one you can pick up. Just multiple uses on a trap card. Dynamicious if you need to out something specific, or Canadia if you're going for a big play with one of the arts. One cashier preparations that we are searching off of Ogre. And then 3 copies of Fallen Leaves Dance. This is how we're summoning the Geo. Usually this flexes into a bunch of different interruptions. One very specific interruption is what I mean by that. Essentially, it just flips 2 guys over, but you can also fuse the Geo with Tobari to make the fusion. You can use the Leaves Dance itself to tribute an opponent's face down monster. Say you flip it over with the book, or with the Canadia, which I mentioned earlier. It's another very, very, very strong card, and it's pretty much necessary in order to play the deck. The card is incredible. Then we have one super transformation. It's just a guy. It's another thing. You can target a ninja and then a monster on your opponent's field. Send them both. Summon Albaz. Then use Albaz to pitch one and fuse into one of the essentially super poly targets we are playing in the sideboard. And then that's for the main deck. Then in the extra, you're playing a couple super poly targets, or Albaz targets rather. Drago's Tapelia to target a fusion monster. Essentially, because this is a dark, of course, essentially you can hit like Lunalight pretty well with this, Protoplant pretty well with this, and then a couple other fusion decks that exist in Common Charity, things like say DDD or something, decks like that. You can go Sprint or just any effect monster special summon this turn. This is the one you're going to make most often. And then Titanic Clad, a monster with 2,500 more attack. This is a little bit better than Sprint because you can hit a monster with 2,500 attack or more. Say a Borreload or something. I believe this card can be targeted. It can't be targeted. Say give me 12 seconds. Not 12 seconds. 3,000 attack, not a towers, or 2,500 or higher attack, not a towers. The Amazonas monster, the one that gives protection to everything else but not itself. You can fuse that away. Ignore the fact that Drago's Tapelia would be way better, and it has targeting protection. Triple copies of the Yagamaru, the Armored Ninja. When it's special summoned, you get to banish a card on the field. And then when it's you can banish another ninja or ninjutsu art from hand, grave, or field, and target a card on the field, banish it. So essentially, you can either contact fuse it, or you can fuse it off Tobari, which is a quick effect. Essentially, this is a quick effect banish, or you can just tribute some guys that are face down, essentially tribute rather, and just use it as a board breaker. Just nice card. Then we have rank 4s we're going to play. I have 1 Redoer, 1 Light Dragon, 2 Tornado Dragon. I've been really coming to like this, especially in formats where Trap Tricks gets a very decent amount of play. Trap Tricks and Salamangreat get some play. This is the type of card you want to use. 1 Gandiva just for end board stuff. If you're playing a deck that does not lose to Abyss Dweller, or like a Kaiju deck where Redoer gets a lot less value, this is the guy you want to end on. Double Excalibur just for beating over big guys. I've come to find that you occasionally need him more than once, and the extra X space is not very tight, so I've decided to play 2. 1 Dweller, just in case if you're playing against a deck that loses to Dweller, you can make him, and the opponent loses. And then 1 Borreload Dragon, just to close out the game quicker. In the sideboard, I'm not really considering this like the literal sideboard. I think the most necessary cards in this are, as I mentioned before, you can also use this as just super poly targets. Like we essentially are already within the deck playing super poly targets. What is this? Whatever. Um, so you can play it like that, and then you can also go into Drago instead of Albaz off the super transformation, and this just shuts down Lunalight. It does just very well against that deck. If they don't draw a kaiju, they kind of just have to pass. So it's very nice to have. You can't summon special summon light or dark monsters. This also cuts your opponent off like Redoer and like the Light Dragon. It cuts your opponent off a lot of the rank fours that you see in the format a ton, and it also kind of just stuns Lunalight. So, we are playing it in the sideboard. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.